Okay, I'll pass you on to Loni Gibson.
Really bright lights. Okay, I'll stand until I feel like I need to sit. So, yeah, I'm so honored. I'm so honored that I was asked to speak at the first in the ring. I know a lot of you, some of you may not know me. Krudar has been in my life since 2008, so a very long time. I have been so blessed to call this my family, and I know there's so many inspirational people in this room, and to be giving this first talk as I'm about to leave and fly the nest and head out west for training for the Olympics on 7 days. This is the best send-off ever to see all of you and be able to talk to you. So, so Crew asked me to talk about a little bit about my story, and then a little bit about what success means to me. And when I started building this speech, I don't know why. In the beginning, I felt like a fraud. Like all the stuff I was writing down, I was like, oh my gosh, like I got that from Crew, or I got that from Garnet, and I realized that all these things that make me who I am all came from people around me, and then there was just this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the point. Success is the relationships, the experiences that you put yourself in, and the value that you attach to them. So that would be my point about today, and hearing this talk. Like you can hear it like a nice story, or like so many of the girls that are sitting in the front row here, they know my story, and it motivates them, and they motivate me. And the key to success is living a life of purpose and passion, and that is overflowing here at Krudar. So just be here, soak it in. So I'm going to just quickly tell you a little bit about my story, and then just some other things, more general things about success and what's gotten me here. So when I started at Krudar, 2008, I was a little lost. I had encountered the first obstacle ever in my life, which was a pretty straight, narrow, path to being a brain surgeon, and that's what I was doing. And you are so smart, this is your path. And I got rejected from medical school, and I was kind of shocked. And I went off to Asia to find myself, and I still came back to Toronto, and I was still very lost. And I had a friend that said, hey Loni, I want to do something. You're a very physical person, so I want to do something with you, and let's do a boxercise class at Extreme Fitness. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to punch an air while wearing pink and smiling and have martinis. That's not my style. So I told her, find a real Muay Thai gym, and I'll go with you. And she found Krudar, my friend Claudia. And first day I was hooked. Like, it was a challenge. It was just a place to be, to work hard, and to just work through everything I was going through. And I had been that girl that went to the gym every single day and did my 10 push-ups, which is like, that's good for a girl, right? And I come here to Krudar and they're like 30. I'm like, what? And then they got up to like 100 once you're fighters. And you're just like, there is no limits. And that's a big thing that this gym has taught me. Secondly, next step, I became a fighter. It happened pretty quickly. I just needed something to call my own. And I think Tiffany talked about it a little bit. If you've never had the opportunity to be in the ring, and when we use the term fighter, especially in my spin class, I tell people, it's not about being a fighter. It's not about being that person in the ring that has a fight. There's a fighter in all of us. And when you get in the ring, I remember my family being very against me fighting in the beginning and not understanding it, but when you get in the ring, you're exposed. Like, you're forced to face your inner demons. I was very confident walking around and put me in the ring, and I would back up, or if someone would come at me with a lot, I'd get really frustrated and flurried, and I learned I needed to be more confident. I learned I needed to trust myself and believe in myself, and that is something that doesn't just apply to the ring. It has improved my entire life. So when you're training here, whether you're fighting or not, think about what you're doing here and how it applies to outside. So fast forward, had some fights, had some successes, had some losses. Losses are successes in themselves. I learned more from my losses than anything. I'm not gonna stand up here and tell you that, every time, like, I won all my fights and I'm this, like, superhero, because there was nothing for you to relate to then. So, I had my weaknesses, I had my battles, and I learned so much. 2011, I went out for the 10K run, and I got hit by a car. So, yeah, my family always scared of me fighting in the ring. I go out for the 10K run and I get, like, my ass kicked. So, so I had this injury. Iowa was, year 2 of Iowa for me was, like, on the horizon. Injury was in March. I said, I got this. Doctor said 6 to 8 weeks. A week in the hospital, and I was like, 6 to 8 weeks, that's a normal person. Like, I'm a Krudar person. Like, I'll be back in the ring next week. Like, this is crazy. So, unfortunately for me, it just wasn't getting better. And, I came to the gym, and if anything, I was getting worse and worse in terms of how much pain I was in. So, I went through a battle. I'm still going through the battle, and I'll have it for the rest of my life. But really short, I developed a condition called reflex sympathetic dystrophy in my leg, and basically my brain believes I'm crushed under the car 24/7. So I'm like excruciating pain all the time. So it was the toughest fight of my life, and this is the toughest fight of my life. And going through all the trials and everything I've gone through, I know because there were dark times, and I know that if it wasn't for Krudar and all the lessons I learned here, like, I don't even know if I'd be here today. Like, it's the lessons of never letting anything get you down, and where there's a will, there's a way. So, just quickly through the progression of that, if you haven't fought a lot, here at Krudar, there's a big energy of giving back. So once you've fought, then you just, there's something within you in the structure of Muay Thai that you give back to your community like the way they give it to you. So I thought my rehab, they said I could spin. I couldn't run, I couldn't do anything, I could spin. So I started spinning, but then I spun every day. And quickly I got my instructor's license and kind of hinted to crew, and we've now created this crazy spin program here. It's Krudar. If you haven't had a chance, come on out. It's something I'm so proud of, and the reason that I'm most proud of is because it's an opportunity to give back to the fighters and to everybody in this community. It's mental training. It's not sitting on a bike. It's pushing yourself to insane places and still having more and discovering what you're capable of. So. Wow, I've been talking, I haven't looked down once. So, I guess one of the things to talk about the spin program is when I got injured, I just wanted to come here. There were times when it was hard, there was times that for the first year that I walked in the door and walked out, it was very emotional. Like, losing Muay Thai felt like losing who I was, and I went to all these therapy groups and acceptance therapy, and people didn't get me in those groups. Like, I'm a fighter. Like, don't tell me that knitting is going to do it for me. There was a lot of crocheting and knitting, and I was just like, I could stab someone with this. Like, I shouldn't do this to me. Or when they tried to get me with a cane, I said, I think the general public is at risk if you try to make me walk with a cane. So many people thought, and I even heard people in here that were doubters when they saw me, and sorry guys, I'm not talking into the mic, but when they saw me and they said, you shouldn't be here, you should be recovering, and people said it wasn't me accepting my illness, being in this environment, that I couldn't do anything anymore. But to me, this was family, and to me, this was just being around these people, was feeding my soul and keeping me alive. And now when I look back at where I'm going right now, rowing for the national team, I started rowing in May of this year. I never touched a rowing machine, and people are like, that's crazy, like, how did you do that? I'm like, I'm a Muay Thai fighter. Like, what do you mean? I still every day think of myself as a fighter, not a rower. I'm just a Muay Thai fighter on a rowing machine, creating a very different fight for myself. I don't know what I'm doing. At the nationals, it's crazy. They're just cheering for I signed up, I have national indoor championships on Sunday, and I was so angered. I'm going to be going after the world record, but so angered that I couldn't select Krudar as my club. There was all these rowing clubs to drop down. Who are you affiliated with? I'm like, can I type in Krudar Muay Thai? Because this is my home. These are people that have trained me. This is my team. Flash forward, spinning, just being around this environment, even though people said it wasn't right for me, I knew myself, and I kept telling all my doctors, it's in my DNA, I'm a fighter, I'm a physical person, you can't tell me that's over, because you're telling me I'm dead, right? So, this opportunity came up, this golden opportunity, and it was 3.5 years after my accident. I was in legal battles, I was being followed and watched, and it got rough, but I had to stand by it. I need to be active, whatever I can do. And this opportunity came up for rowing. And it was a rowing program for disabled people to be active and stay fit. And I got there the first day, they put me on the machine, and they saw something, and they get me up, they measure my arms and see how long they are. And they said that day, can you come 6 days a week? 6 a.m. I'm like, yep, I'm there. No, nothing. That's what Krudar teaches you, be ready, right? Anytime the fight's ready, it doesn't matter what it is, just say yes, try it. So I remember about 2 weeks in to rowing on this machine. I wasn't allowed to go in the water because I was too new. So I'm on this machine, and the coach is reading off the times from the world championships, indoor championships. And she gets to the 3rd and the 4th place time. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And she's like, what? And I was like, she's like, yeah, we'll get you there. I'm like, no, now. She's like, what? And people for these tests, they go and they drink and they prep and they train for months. And I'm like, no, right now. I want to try it right now. And she's like, that's 30 seconds faster than we've ever gone. That's crazy. I'm like, no, I got this. And that day, right there, 2 weeks in, I'm already 4th fastest in the world. And even my technique wasn't there. So it's not about my technique wasn't there. Anything. What got me that 4th place was heart.
Yeah.
I just eashed and puked and fell over, and there was all these rowing guys from private school in there, and I'm in my Krudar tank top, and they're all looking so pretty, and I'm just, but I got there. And then, week by week, start going after my goals. I don't want to be 4th, I want to be 3rd, I want to be 2nd, and flash forward to my first race on the water, and it was a shit show. I will say that because I don't want you to think that any of us that you see in front of you that are champions, that we don't fall, that we don't have times where we're not our strongest. I had no idea what was going on. I was being thrown into this, and I just felt so new, and I'm here at one of these huge regattas. So I finished in last place, but that's okay. So I finished in last place by quite a lot. I actually stopped when they blew the horn for the first place team crossing, because in fighting, when the bell goes, you stop. So I hadn't crossed the finish line yet. So the horn goes when the first place team goes over the finish line, and I stopped rowing, and my partner starts yelling at me, you're nowhere near done yet, why did you stop? And I'm just thinking in my mind, being in the ring, I'm like, there's only one bell. So, so quick flash forward, we're almost at the end of the story, but Nationals this year is where I realized how much I've grown and how much Krudar meant to me. So I was given a goal. First, there was a lot of testing that we had to do off water, which means just on the machine, strength testing, speed testing, endurance. and I had to earn a spot on this national team. There's 3 girls, and I was told there's 2 spots, and I'm not that big compared to some of the other girls. I'm the smallest girl, so the girl with the world record I'm chasing right now, she's about 200 pounds, and I'm about 130, so I just compare it to like a rhino compared to like a chipmunk. So I'm gonna have to go freaking fast because I don't have that weight behind me. So did this testing, and the coaches set this expectation. They said, Loni, in terms of strength and in terms of the peak short-term speed, you're not going to be the best, but we need you to be the best at endurance. And they set limitations for me right off the bat, and I didn't like that. And so when the results came in, compared to the larger girl who holds the world record, I beat her across the board. Strength, endurance, speed, just hold me back. So nationals showdown on the water. The water's a little different. The water you can't just yeesh and give it your heart, because I've learned, because they called me the swimmer at the rowing club, that when you have a lot of heart, you go swimming a lot. So I tipped a lot of boats. They set this goal for me, and they said, okay, get good off the water, on the water, you can come in 3rd place, but you gotta come in 3rd place by less than 3 seconds. So they set that for me. Now, in my head, I remember thinking all year, like, one side of me was fearful, what if I don't come in 3rd place by 3 seconds? But just living in that fear was so debilitating. And then I got angry, and I kept saying to my partner every day, I want to be first. Like, this other girl's been rowing since she's 9, I don't care, I'm a Muay Thai fighter, we're coming first. There's winners and there's losers, and we're gonna win. And about 10 days out before the race, I'm getting nervous, we're flying out to Victoria, I tear the muscle in my forearm, and I can't even hold a paddle. I wouldn't have been able to hold this, I couldn't open my door, open my jar, and it all just felt like everything was coming down, like everything was against me. And got to Victoria, wasn't able to allow to warm up, get there right before my race, I run into a blind person's boat and get surrounded, because I didn't know where I was going, and have a collision, get surrounded by these little power boats that are screaming at me, and I'm screaming at them, this is my 2nd race. And they said, yeah, we know, you raced yesterday. I said, no, this is my 2nd race ever. And they're like, you're at nationals. And I said, I know. So, get to the start line, my partner and I discussed it, we can't do a start. I don't know if anyone knows what that means, but it's like a sprinter starting upwards. So I physically wasn't able to pull on the handle hard enough with my injury. I had it all taped up. So basically everybody else was down the starting blocks, and we just took off rowing like this. And I said, we just gotta trust. Like, I can't do it that way, I need to adapt. And I need to believe in my power. Start off and last. Some people here have seen the video. It's Krudar to me. I look at it and I'm like, that's the Krudar moment. So start off, last place, pulling hard, pulling strong. Can't go as fast as the other girls, I'm not that experienced. So we passed the first boat. Then we're after the world champions. And we're on them, and we're on them, and we're on them. And I remember hearing a commentator saying, like, oh, this is Loni Gibson. She's only been running for a few months. She's just happy to be here. And that's a good place. And as they're talking, I'm passing all these boats. And then there's like this pause. And they're like, And there was just this moment where I was side by side by this girl. And, you know, you can stay with them. You can stay with the front, or you can be the front. And I just remember saying to my partner, let's go, like right now, let's freaking go. And we won by over 3 boat lengths. Like it was huge, the win. And I remember that moment where like all the self-doubt, what if I take a stroke and I lose my paddle, my oar, I've been losing my blade all week, you know. I couldn't even hold on yesterday. And it just went away, and it was just this is my destiny. I need this now, and it's mine. I've worked so hard. If I was to apply that to anything, for anyone in here, like I was telling Danica, I woke up this morning, I had a race on Sunday, I woke up this morning and I had a sore throat, and I actually smiled, and I'm like, this is where I function. When it gets shitty, this is where I perform. If everything's perfect, I think I'd be scared now. Like, give me obstacles, and this is mine. So I'm like, yep, bring on the sore throat, bring on everything, I got this. Like, through the mud, I will rise. So, yeah, that's kind of my story. So I'm heading out now Sunday. I have indoor national championships. I'm gonna go for the world record. I'm a couple seconds off right now. Training hard, and then I'm moving out, taking this huge, really scary leap of faith. Moving to Victoria to go for the Olympics. Leaving everything that I know, everything that's comfortable, everybody that I love, and is my support, and I'm just gonna go for it. I'm 32 years old, and I'm sure a lot of people, including my family, thinks I should be like home, like, you know, getting a career and having kids and stuff. And I'm just doing the exact opposite. I'm like giving up paychecks, you know, maybe my boyfriend who I love, who's gonna support me when I'm gone. Joel. Yeah! People here, met him here at Krudar, so he gets me, understands me, supports me through anything. And yeah, I'm going to go out, and we're going to try to qualify Canada for the Olympics in September. So. Updated. So I just had a couple quick notes about the tie into my story, just about goal setting, keys to success. So these have been my keys. Maybe it'll resonate with you, maybe it won't. The first one is adapt. So I think it's really important, whatever gets thrown your way, to be able to find the purpose in it and find the meaning. And all those days that I was in, some people even might remember, I was like in my cast on a bosu ball, kicking the bag. And there's some crazy photos. Got me in some trouble in court, but I don't care, because it's who I am. It's in me. And I look back now, and that moment I got on that rowing machine, if I had been doing what the doctors told me, sit on the couch and, you know, just start knitting, 3 years later, when I got on that rowing machine, like I would never have been able to accomplish that. I wouldn't be where I am now, you know. Rio 2016 would not even be possible. So that's the thing, be ready. Like, adapt, be ready, whatever gets thrown at you, say yes, give it a try, give it your best. And I remember Cruz saying once, he would say, even a couple years ago, just be here. And I didn't really realize what that meant and the power that meant. And if you're lost, if you don't know what you're doing, just come here, just be here. You'll find your way here quicker than you will out there. The people here, they're passionate, they're driven. Like, it's infectious. So just be here. It's such an amazing environment, and it produces champions inside and outside the gym. A big question, if anyone knows Garnet has kind of rocked my world the last couple of weeks, and I know Sunday will be in huge gratitude to him, my performance. So he always asks me why. Like, why are you doing something? And it's important to know why you're here, why you're training so hard. For me, it's about purpose and passion. I have to have those two things in my life. It's very important. And it doesn't, sometimes it gets misguided. And what I mean by that is, if your only goal is Muay Thai championship belts, like if your goal is a destination, prepare to be disappointed. And I know that might sound weird, but your goal should be a feeling. Your goal should be living a life that's passionate, purposeful, to feel like success is a feeling. And the biggest person I see that from here at this gym is Janice. Like, she freaking loves Muay Thai. Like, she is crazy. She smiles. I remember Janice's first sparring session, and from there to now, like the whole time, like, she's smiling. She loves it. That's why, like, she will go far because of that. She won't go far because she set her eyes on being the best in the world. It's the love that gets you there, the passion, the drive. So yeah, like, choose to take this conversation I hear today, all the things that people say to me, choose to allow it to have meaning in your life, you know, like, it's crazy. Goal setting, have goals, they're important, I know people tell you that. Have short-term goals, make yourself feel good, be confident, believe in yourself, but also shoot for the stars. Garnet caught me this week, told me, other kid's gone. He said, like, be a fucking astronaut, Loni. So I came out of my massage therapy / chiro appointment this morning, walking down the street saying, I'm a freaking astronaut. So I came out of my massage therapy / chiro appointment this morning, walking down the street saying, I'm a freaking astronaut. like I was so concerned with the qualifying time for World Championships that I was just like, you know, Sarah's downstairs training me, working hard, and I was aiming for it, and I was getting just about there. But my personal best is 10 seconds better. But my fear of not making World Championships, aiming too low, is what was actually gonna potentially lose. If I shoot for my best, there's no way I won't qualify. Like, I know it. So, yeah, like, don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot achieve. Like, I heard, I did not know the story, I heard that Yumiko, in the beginning, I'm sure, some of us older fighters, we come in here, you know, crew looks at us, the older fighters, you really have to prove it. You have to prove you're worth that time. This girl works so freaking hard. Like, don't give them a reason not to notice you. Come in here, don't talk, just work, and it will show. Like, just work that hard. Like, you will be noticed, and there'll be no option but for you to be a fighter. There'll be no option but for them to give you that job that you want, or whatever it is you're going for. Yeah, last two things really quick, guys. Just believe in yourself and be confident. So for me, one of the things going in, mental training is so important. And when your body breaks down, you still have your mind. And I think 80%, if you've been in my spin class, it's 80% that's up here. One of my strongest mental trainers, Sarah, used to be a fighter at this gym, still champion of lots of things in the circus world. She gave me this book, and she built me up so much. And this gym brought us together, and she's one of the best friends I've ever had. And honestly, the whole time that my arm was injured, I just said, I'm fast, I'm strong, I'm going to be the national champion. I am the national champion. So just putting it out there, 2 confident statements. 1 that's affirming something that you want in the future, and I made it happen. And it was just in my mind. So Sarah, thank you so much. You're such a huge part. And last note before a couple thank yous is just one of my biggest teachers, my better half, Joel. He has it written on his arm and screams at me every day. It says, faith over fear. And I will tell you guys, when I was a fighter, I had fear. Crew will tell you. I had a lot of heart, but I had a lot of fear. And we all have our demons, and we all have our stories. And if you come to this gym, you've probably got something in your past that you're battling. We all do. Have faith. Believe in yourself. You don't need to drop that weight class. You don't, like, the things that you think are holding you back aren't holding you back. It's just your mind. So really, just go for it. Faith over fear, all the time. Yeah, last thing, Tara, are you in the back? Yeah, can you bring me that box or have someone pass it forward? So yeah, guys. less thank yous and more just pointing out people that are super inspirational in this gym and that I've drawn from. So first one, Benson. Benson, just from day one, he saw something in me. He's always believed in me. He's just a great energy, and he sees things in people, and just be around him. Like, so much love for you. Thanks, Benson. Yeah, I mentioned most of these people in my speech, but you know, one person that is very quiet that I've always, you know, and Joel can back me up on this, I always talk about him, you know, I don't talk to him very much, is Predator. And I just, this guy, since the day I've been here, he teaches classes every day. He teaches amazing classes. He came, I used to fight alongside of him. Doesn't talk much. That's what the gym's about. You work. We're here to work, right? We're here to grow. And loyalty, integrity, family, and if I learned that just through osmosis, who I would name is Predator. So thank you so much. Yeah, all my ladies in the front, you know how much I love you, and I'm gonna miss you and spinning. Danica, like I just so hope when I come home with Olympic gold around my neck that the next chapter of my life that I can be a mother and a wife as amazing as she is. So I'll be a little older, but I want some help. Yeah, last one, Krudar. Been there for me when I needed an ass kicking. He's been there for me when I needed just some place to be, someone to listen, and this is my family. Like one of the proudest moments so far in my life, like I got my medal, my family from nationals. My family didn't even see it yet. They're all like, "Oh, we want to take pictures." I'm like, "It's at my gym. What do you mean?" Like it's the weirdest thing, but I think somewhere there's a rowing medal in the Muay Thai gym, a national medal, and I think I was supposed to like have pictures, a newspaper, or my rowing club, and it's here. Like it's a product of all of us here, and how much you guys have supported me, and one of the proudest moments was me just handing that to crew. It was like an Iowa belt for me, so thank you so much, everybody. Last gift, I am passing on a huge torch when I leave, and that's spin. And I thought of this person when Crew said that, you know, we need to think of who's taking over. This person sits in the back row. This person's been asked to teach Muay Thai, you know, and it's never really come to fruition. And then, so I didn't ask her, and I was planning on other people. And then I said in class one day, you know, if anyone's interested in teaching, let me know. I'm leaving, I'm looking for someone. This person right away said, "Loni, back row, I'll be interested." And I'm just like, whoa, this is 2015 Tiffany, and I like it. Yeah, if any of you want to come up, this is the handing of the torch. The spin part. Gift from me. So, yeah, guys, these are spin shoes, so she can kick your ass. Yeah, like, come to her classes. If you came to my first class, you know how I've grown, and I've grown because you come to the classes. So people, guys, Tiffany, crazy technique, I even say better than me. She's got like functioning legs. So come on out, guys, support her. She will grow into a better instructor than me if I have my way about it. So thank you so much, Tiffany. Okay, guys, that's about it for me. I know you said maybe questions if anyone has.
Loni for gold! Loni for gold!
I will always secretly, at Nationals, I snuck underneath my Row Ontario jersey, I snuck my Krudar tank top. It'll always be under there, even if it's holding back my race, I don't care. It gets me through, it's my heart. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'll keep everybody updated.
Any questions? Is the Sunday thing broadcast anywhere? Or where can
So Sunday is the indoor national, so that's gonna be at the Hershey Center in Mississauga. So it's not gonna be, I don't think that one's broadcast anywhere. But yeah, just a couple of dates if you're looking out for them is in June, going to Italy to row there at World Cup 2. In September, we'll be in France, and that's where we qualify. If we get top 8, we'll qualify Canada for the Olympics. So those are kind of the big dates set for March. After Sunday, March 1st, will be the indoor World Championships in Boston. So hopefully I'll poke my head in on the way back and come visit you guys. But yeah, I'm just set on that world record and crushing it. Yeah, guys, like, go, yeah. Oh my gosh, Christine. Oh yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned was to always have confidence, and I think that's something that I'm not the only one that struggles with. So if you have a statement that you could say to anyone that is struggling with that and that they really need to remember it, you know, in Loni's voice. Because I've taken your class so many times that sometimes when I'm not in your class and they're like, 10 more seconds or 10 more punches or whatever it is, I just hear you screaming because I'm so used to your voice. So what is it that you can say that I can always remember when you're not here?
10 more seconds! No! Sense of urgency! No! Like, yeah, those are the things I say in class, if you haven't been to my class. I think a lesson that I kind of learned, and like, I struggle with self-confidence too, but it's always a journey, and that's the thing, it's like every day, inch by inch. And I think one of the things that I found out this week is that I think would help you especially, like, and everybody, is just that you are good enough. It is within you. So even this time, this world record time, like Garnet was saying to me this morning, it's like, you've already achieved it. It's just the time hasn't happened yet. Like, you are fully capable. So you are good enough. You just have to get out of your way, right? So you are strong enough, you are fast enough, you can kill your yellow shorts test, you can kill a blue shorts test. Just go. Get out of your own way and believe in yourself, yeah? This girl, strong. You have it already. You're not missing anything.
I'm so sad that you're leaving.
We love you, Loni!
I love you so much.
questions, guys? Questions? Yeah? Anything? It's free. Guys, come on. Talk to her now before she gets famous. Anything else?
Hey, I've never felt more inspired in my whole life.
That means so much. This is my first time doing this, so.
I I come from Regent Park, Toronto, downtown. It's the projects, poor neighborhood. Grew up with like really bad friends, led me into the wrong kind of stuff, and like a friend of mine, Liz, she used to work out here. I used to work at an after-school program with her kids. She brought me here one day, and then yeah, it was like a year ago, but I seen a trial on the internet. It was like 30 days for $30. Came in, 30 days, boom, I was hooked. I went right away. He was, I didn't even know he ran the gym, and he came. We had a talk. We went over my past. Him and Angelo. Shout out to Angelo. Yeah, so we're all really tight now, and yeah, this is like. It's set me on a different path, man. I've never felt like more motivated. Like always had problems with like motivation and inspiration, like when it comes to school, finding jobs and stuff like that. But like, I'm on the path now. Krudar has me. I have Krudar. That's all it is.
So part of the admission that you put in here, we're gonna put towards Loni's trip to. Thank you. I want to take a picture with her, all of us, okay? Because it's not just one person that goes to the top. Everybody comes together to push that person to the top. And we all have to realize who that person is. It's going to be Loni Gibson for now. Okay, so how are we going to take this picture? I think let's have Loni in the ring and let's have everybody at the background. Yeah. Yes? Come on, guys.
We all go here, Loni there, and then the picture's over there.
Don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy.